Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and, well, we hit 10,000 subscribers, so I figured we'd do something special and I'd be on camera for once. It's actually been like 3-4 months since I've been on a camera. We haven't done a battle report in a long time, and for a lot of you this is the first time seeing me, so hi! Now you're going to notice that I'm going to be cutting every now and then, and that's just because our upstairs neighbour is doing some construction, so it does get quite loud. I'm sorry about that, but with that, you know, we've just hit 10,000 subscribers. It's amazing. The channel's grown absolutely fast lately, and it's all thanks to you guys. So I figured I'd do this in person because, well, it just seems a bit more personal than just me being behind a series of images. So yeah, what can I say? I mean, the channel was at like 2,300 or 2,400 around February, and we've hit 10,000 subscribers. The support has been insane. And I asked you guys what you wanted. You said you wanted a bit of a Q&A session, which would be cool. We'll get to that in a bit. But I just really want to thank you guys for all the support. It's not just the subscribing. I mean, I've seen from the statistics that you guys have been sharing the videos, putting it on Reddit, putting it on Twitter and everything. And, you know, that's insane. I didn't really think the channel would ever get to 10,000 subscribers. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just really, really thankful, guys. It's been awesome, and it's been a really good way to keep me busy during the lockdown. I mean, I was making normally around 3 to 4 videos a week, and a few of you asked if I could do a bit more during lockdown because you guys felt a bit bored. So I figured, yeah, I'll give it a shot, and lo and behold, it helped the channel greatly, and it helped me too because I'm not a person that stays indoors a lot. I like to go outside. I like to exercise and all that, and just being stuck indoors was doing a number on me mentally. And some of you have said that the daily content has been keeping you entertained for a little bit, so, you know, I'm glad. I'm really, really glad. But with that, all I can say is thank you once again. Honestly, the channel would be nowhere without you guys. It's growing really, really well. It's a passion project for me, and to be honest, it's kind of cool. And yes, I know I've got a Great Book logo here. I think it's actually on the other way around. I'm not too sure. I'll see this in editing and I'll make a fool out of myself if it's not. But yeah, this is it's not a merch thing, don't worry guys. This is actually from the battle reports we used to do. So I used to like to brand myself because I used to go to tournaments and so on. So it was an effort to promote the channel. So before we talk about anything else, I asked you guys if you wanted to do a little bit of a Q&A session. Some of you guys suggested it yourselves. And you guys sent in some questions and comments, so I want to go through them. I've got my phone here with a bunch of them. We're not going to go in a specific order, so don't worry, we're going to cover as many of them as possible, and let's just have a bit of fun with it. Right, so I do apologise if I do look down at the camera a lot. I've got the questions up here, but we've got one question here from Andres Coronado. Have you ever thought about creating your own legendary lord? Funny enough, I'm in the process of writing up a fan-made mod, and I'm going to get in contact with some modders to actually create this in a way. It's actually for a challenge that I want to do on the channel. The guys at Creative Assembly know about this. It's actually kind of interesting, and I can't wait to share this with you later, but it's going to take a while to actually get done. I'm making sure that it's done fair. It's going to be a new faction. It's a Skaven faction, but it's nothing like overpowered. It's actually going to be, well, hard mode with hard mode. We've got another question from Andreas, which is actually kind of cool because I was going to share this anyway, so it's kind of nice that I've seen it as a question. Why did I pick the Great Book of Grudges as a channel name? So in the short answer, purely out of spite. So I was a tabletop player, and, well, I was a fantasy player. It can, like, well, you can imagine by all the fantasy content I cover. And the problem was that fantasy got destroyed because of the end times. I quit Warhammer Fantasy, I'd quit all tabletop gaming for a while, and, well, I didn't really look at it again until Total War Warhammer came out, where I felt the itch again. So what happened there was that, well, I wanted to make a YouTube channel. At that point, I found myself with a lot of free time. I'd lost my job, and I wanted to do something to keep me entertained whilst I was finding a new job. I did find one, don't worry, like I'm working full time and everything. And unfortunately, I wasn't going to be able to find a job for a while because I was actually taking my former employer to court. There was a massive issue, and it was such a big thing. So at that point, I thought, well, you know, I've got free time. I might try a YouTube channel and see if I could just have some fun with it. Like, no intention to gain subscribers or anything. It was just to keep me entertained, you know? And at that point I thought, well, you know, I'm going to be covering fantasy in one sense with Total War Warhammer, because that is Warhammer Fantasy, essentially. And I thought, I'm still pissed at Games Workshop. So why not call it the Great Book of Grudges, where every wrong has been written? At that point I was thinking, well, I'm going to champion this. If you look through a lot of earlier videos, I'm always there saying, you know, we need to bring Warhammer Fantasy back, we need to bring Warhammer Fantasy back. Eventually it got announced that we got Old World back. Big thank you to Total War for that. That really did help to see it come back. So yeah, I was like, purely out of spite, just to spite Games Workshop, I was going to call myself the Great Book of Grudges, and what, 3-4 years later, here we are still. So we got another question here from Sin Sinat. I'm going to mispronounce a lot of your channel names, I'm sorry about that. But for the Q&A, will you think that Creative Assembly will add Cathay as a DLC faction for Total War Warhammer 3? Yes. I mean, it looks like it. Look, the reason why I champion for this is because Games Workshop wants to hit the China market, right? Creative Assembly wanted to do that too with Total War Three Kingdoms. So it makes sense. Both of them can basically get in there because Cathay is China. It really is. If you look at the Warhammer Fantasy world, it's literally China. It's just how it's always worked, and I think it's going to happen. Now, I could be wrong, but like we're seeing Kislev being redone for Old World, which gives a lot of people hope for Total War Warhammer 3 for Kislev. If the demand is loud enough, well, the developers will see the possible income from that, and they'll go, well, yeah, let's create this. Free Dog comments, what race are you most looking forward to in Warhammer 3? Kislev. Kislev. Yeah, it's not because of the meme. I never got to play Kislev in Warhammer Fantasy. Like, I was, what, 12 when it was 6th edition? Yeah, around 12. I was, you know, I had pocket money and stuff like that, but it was an expensive army, and I really wanted to play Kislev. So this is kind of like living the dream, playing as Kislev in a PC version. And, well, it's coming for Old World, and now I can afford it. I work full-time and so on. But, you know, this is something really cool. I've always loved the idea of Kislev. I always thought that they always got the short end of the stick in the lore. So, for me, it's like, you know, this is the first bastion against Chaos. Every Chaos invasion goes through Kislev. So they are the big good guys, you know. They're the ones that, yeah, they seem weak because they always get destroyed, but they take the main brunt of the force. So we've got a question here from Death's Day Off Person. As the Dwarves are one of my favourite factions, and is the main reason I got into learning about the lore of Warhammer, would it be lore-friendly to have a Gyrocopter Steam Gun Regiment of Renown, or that replaces the Steam Gun with a Drake Gun? Yeah, it could be possible. You see, these types of weaponry could be mounted upon or expanded upon. It's kind of like having a flying flame cannon. There's nothing in the lore that really states that it has been created, but it could be created, to be honest. Our next question is from Taz. I wanted to ask you if you will talk about the Proving Grounds beta, and particularly what are your thoughts on the unit cap and big change to the UI roster army. Right, I didn't really get that much time with the Proving Ground. I will be very, very honest. I wanted to, but this is the problem. I work full-time. I have a very, very busy lifestyle after work. I mean, I create a video a day, and usually I'm creating them the day before it gets released. So those videos that come out around 10 AM my time are actually being created during like the night when I come back from exercising, commitments with other things. I do some stuff with an animal charity and stuff like that. That's an after work activity that I do. It's not really an activity, it's a charity work, but you know, I enjoy doing it. So I really didn't get that much time with the Proving Grounds. I wish I had more time with it, but I can't really answer it too much. I do like the idea of unit caps though, because it's more lore friendly in terms of Warhammer Fantasy, but it doesn't really make sense much for a Total War game. However, it could be possible that they could just do 2 different settings where you could have unit cap and no unit cap variants. It might be cool. For Ixo, I might be getting this wrong. If you were to reach 100k subscribers this year, would you pledge your soul to Chaos? I've got the Chaos Star tattooed on me already. I already serve the Chaos Gods. Yeah, I am one of those. Everything means something to me, and Warhammer was something that was part of my childhood since I was a little kid. So I wanted to get the Chaos Star. I've always been a big Chaos fan in not only Fantasy, but 40k. I'm trying Age of Sigmar now, and I'm leaning towards the Chaos factions too. So yeah, maybe I'll have to pledge myself to another god. Maybe Malal. I mean, he doesn't really exist anymore, but yeah. Our next question is from Wilrock CZ. What got you into Warhammer, and what got you into Total War? He's also got another question, but we'll deal with that in a sec. So what got me into Warhammer? Right, so this is kind of fun. I was never a sporty kid back in the day. I didn't really leave my house. I spent a lot of time at home. I didn't really do a lot. I was a sick kid too growing up. So in my sense, I wasn't active whatsoever. I think I just played PlayStation every single day until I had to go to bed, and that's it. Until I think I was around 4 or 5 years old, where we were walking down Main Street, me and my mother, and we saw a hobby shop. I saw the big cutout Space Marine, you know, this really big one with the whole Ultramarines vibe, with the whole old school blue and yellow look and everything. And I wanted to go in, I begged my mum, and we eventually got them. You know, she saw that I was really interested in it, and my mum's always been really, really supportive about those types of things. So we ended up getting the box. She helped me paint them because, well, you know, I was like 4. But Warhammer's always been a bit of a part of my life, coming and going every now and then, because obviously you get busy with exams and so on, but it's always been there. Warhammer to me has always been a big part of my life. It's either Fantasy 40k, the Lord of the Rings one. Now I'm trying Age of Sigmar because I promised, and it's always been a big thing, and I just don't really imagine myself quitting for good. Now in terms of Total War, I think it was during the days of Rome 1. I used to go to my uncle's house a lot because our family is quite close, you know, and my uncle, Edward, is a very big fan of the Total War series. He was playing a lot of Rome. Yeah, it was Rome 1. And I used to see him play a lot. You know, I was always kind of interested in warfare, preferred medieval stuff or fantasy stuff instead of just like guns. Yeah, I did like guns too, but I liked sword and board type of stuff. And yeah, I saw him play, I got really into it. I was already into stuff like Warcraft and all that, so it just made sense to eventually go to Total War. We've got another follow-up from Will Rock, which is, who is your favourite Warhammer character? So, it really depends. If it's Warhammer Fantasy, it's Queek Headtaker, by far. He is my favourite Skaven. He is insane, but he's a very competent fighter. He has some ambition, but he knows when to go back into line. I don't know, I've always favoured the Skaven characters. Now, if it goes to Warhammer 40k, it would be, well, more than likely Alfarius. I'm an Alpha Legion type of guy. Also, I play Emperor's Children, so Fulgrim too. There's too many characters to actually get into. See, I read all the books. I spend a lot of time reading when I have some free time, and it's very hard to pick a favourite, to be honest. We've got a question here from Aline Borbaro. I'm saying a lot of these things wrong, I'm 100% sure. Besides lore videos, news reports and battle reports, have you ever thought about doing some playthroughs of games set in the Warhammer Fantasy/40k universe, especially the older games? To be honest, I have, and I'm just trying to find the time to be able to do so. I'm not having a lot of free time at the moment, which is really annoying because not only am I not able to play a lot of these games, I'm not even able to paint up my armies in most cases, which really sucks because I'm buying loads of models and I'm just not able to paint them. So my plastic mountain is growing higher and higher, and I think for every time it grows I get one box out of the way, so it doesn't look like I've actually done anything. I mean, it's kind of tough because I'm working full time, I do a lot of charity work, I play with local bands, I like to keep active. So trying to find free time to do a playthrough of a game can be a little bit difficult, but it is on the plan. I have a question here from Sean Wolf. If you had to paint a 10k point Empire army, what province would you go with and why? Well, I'll let you know a little secret. I am painting a full Imperial army, and it's around 2,000 points of every single province. So 2,000 points of Reichland, 2,000 points of Midland, and so on. This has always been one of these goals I always wanted to as a kid, and I figured, well, why not now? The great thing is a lot of these models are still available from GW, so I can still get my hands on them. The other ones, which are a bit more difficult to grab, yeah, not so much, but I have my sources. They're all GW authentic models. I don't do like recasts and any other type of thing, because I'm just that type of guy. I prefer to have the originals. But honestly, it's a project that has always been in my mind, and that's actually what I've been trying to paint up a little bit yesterday. I think I was trying to get some Outriders done and some Knightly Orders. Knights of the White Wolf, I think, or Knights Panther. You see, it's been that long that I've already forgotten, because I think I'm getting like a little bit done each time. Like every few days I get a little bit done and that's it. But I'm getting them done, slowly but surely. I would like to show them off on the channel too, but we'll get there when I actually finish off this army. Anyone who plays Warhammer at the tabletop, you'll know that your army's never really finished, is it? So I've got a question here from Tim Amberg. What do you think is your best video so far? Best performing or just like my general best? Because if it's best performing, I think we're getting one close to 100k views, which is by far the best performing one. But my best, I don't know, honestly. I quite like my Battle Report series because I get to play Warhammer Fantasy Battle, which is something that has always been a big part of my life, or just generally anything. It's very hard to pick because there's so many different videos I've done. Some of them have been really great passion projects where I've sat down for hours and been, oh, okay, I could do this, I could do that. But it really does depend. I mean, it's very strange. Maybe the blooper video we did. But back then we used to do a few live action videos. I used to make some cringe shit posting stuff. And we compiled a lot of bloopers from all the various videos and put them into one. It was just something for fun internally for us to watch, but we just decided, let's just put it out there. And yeah, it was kind of fun, honestly. I think people did enjoy it. So we got another question from Tim, which are one of the nationalities of the team. We are from Gibraltar. The Great Book of Grudges is from Gibraltar. It's a small British colony in the south of Spain. You know, it's sunny, it's actually very, very hot right now, and I wish I was at the beach, but, you know, some things can't be done. You only get 30 minutes at the moment due to the lockdown, and it's frustrating. 30 minutes is not enough. But yeah, we're from sunny Gibraltar. So I've got a question here from Lucas Zoko, who asked about the favourite character. I've already covered that, but he also asked, what did you think about the end times? Okay, so... I know from a lore perspective, it started out good. You know, I thought it was going to be a change of scenery, it was going to be a change of pace, we were going to go into 9th edition. Then we find out the world's going to blow up, and it left a sour taste in my mouth, which I ended up quitting the tabletop for a decent amount of time. It was infuriating, because they replaced something that I knew and loved so dear, and then not trying to say anything bad about Age of Sigmar, they're actually doing very well now, and honestly, it's quite enjoyable. But it wasn't my fantasy world. It wasn't the world I grew up with, the books I read, the armies I played. You know, I had the Bretonia army and Tomb Kings, and well, they weren't there anymore, you know, and a lot of the characters I grew up reading books and books about, they didn't exist anymore. So for me, it left a massive sour taste in my mouth. Another question from Lucas. What do you think about adding a Last Stand mode for Total War Warhammer like it was done for Dawn of War 2? I don't know, it might be a bit difficult to implement because the characters themselves aren't really that strong. Yes, they're strong against hordes and so on in terms of magic and so on, but I don't know, it might be a bit difficult because what, would you have squads of stuff coming at you from different sides or singular units coming at you from different sides? It might be a bit difficult to implement, though I'm pretty sure like maybe a modder has done it by now or is thinking about doing it. I've got a question here from William Haynes. If CA let you add in one unit to the game, what would it be? Okay. Stormfiends. Yeah. I know a lot of people don't want to see them because they look very futuristic and they belong in 40k, as a lot of people say, but I was a big fan of them. So I'd love to see Stormfiends. And then again, I'd love to see everything from Warhammer Fantasy being created in Total War Warhammer. They've been doing an amazing job with it, so, I mean, one can dream. A comment here from Prince Todd 94. You are constantly saying we. Who is in the team? So I say we in two different aspects. There is a team that I'm building, and you guys have seen some of them in the videos and so on. They're mostly focused around the tabletop aspect. Actually, primarily focused on the tabletop aspect. When it comes to creation of videos, editing, script writing, promotion and so on, that at the moment is me. Whereas they are focusing on the battle reports because we have this really cool thing planned out, and you're going to meet them very soon once we get back into the swing of things, once lockdown ends and we can, you know, actually play a game of Warhammer without being made to feel bad because no social distancing. I know social distancing is important, guys, don't get me wrong, but you know, you kind of have to get close to your friend to be able to play and so on. But I also mean we as a community too. Because, like I've said it before in many videos and Instagram posts and stuff like that, the Great Book of Grudges is nothing without you guys. So you guys are as much of the book as I am. You know, because I can produce loads of content and nobody can end up seeing it. So, you know, you guys see it. You guys are part of this thing. You guys are there, you know, I know it sounds a bit cheesy, but it's true. Here's an interesting one. What is your opinion of your moderator team on Discord? Asked by one of my moderators. Hey, they've got to try and promote themselves somehow, don't they? Yeah, no, they're lovely dudes, honestly. It's very recently that I've started getting mods. They suggested it because they know that I'm getting busy. The Discord's been growing a lot lately. There's a lot of messages, and I can't monitor it all the time because, well, I'm at work or doing something. So it's been very helpful, guys. I know you guys are watching this. Thanks. We've got a question here from Oliver. So for the Q&A, what is your favourite Skaven clan? Clan Pestilence. By far Clan Pestilence. My favourite character might be Queek, but Clan Pestilence has always been my thing. Like, anyone who knows me and plays me on the tabletop knows that I mostly play a Clan Pestilence theme army. All the models are painted that way and so on. I mean, toughness 4 plague monks, you know, they're super cool. Since then I got really into the lore, because it's just a bunch of ravenous rats frothing at the mouth and screaming bloody murder as they charge in. You know, it sounds awesome, it is awesome, and they're kind of broken. But that was actually our last question. Honestly, this was really fun to do. I just kind of want to take the time right now and just say thank you guys, because the support lately has been insane. It's been really cool, and I'm hoping that I can continue to make as much content as possible as the days goes on. I'm trying to keep it a daily focus at the moment. I might take a day or two off in the future, mainly because like I do need to rest. I mean, it's been 4 months, I think, now since lockdown started, of constant daily videos. And I do need a night's sleep every now and then. But I am trying to keep as constant as possible. I'm really enjoying making content. Like, I really, really am. And I'm enjoying talking to you guys and so on. I actually feel really bad that I can't reply to every single comment anymore, because now there's like, I get around 300-400 comments a day, where I used to just get like 10. So, like, I really, really want to keep as active with you guys as possible, believe me. I really hope that nobody feels ignored and so on, but I'm trying my best. Naturally, also a big thank you to Creative Assembly, because, well, without them being able to give me the verified thing and giving me early access to DLC and so on, I don't think the channel would have had such a big boost too. It's definitely helped, and I'm really enjoying doing this. Now, in regards to everything else, you know, there's so many people I need to thank for everything. It's absolutely strange, because I don't want to leave anyone out. Because, well, you know, a lot of people did help. There's a lot of people who helped with the channel physically on the battle reports. Some are no longer taking part on the channel for one reason or another. Maybe they're too busy and so on. And it's a shame, because they are very much missed. But, you know, it's been a hell of a random 4 months, something like that. And I'm hoping for more. And if you guys want to see anything specific, let me know in the comments below. I'll try my best to make sure it gets out there. Like, I don't think anyone has a stupid idea. If you guys want to suggest something silly, we'll do it. We used to do shit posting, you know. I mean, we did one recently with the whole Skaven Echo thing, which I think was kind of fun. But, you know, we just want to have some fun with this. And I'm not here on YouTube to make a living. I don't want to make this my full-time job. I mean, it would be nice if I could do this, but to be honest, it's a passion project for me. This is something that I want to do just because, well, it's fun. I'm having so much fun talking to Warhammer fans across the world and so on, so yeah. Now we're going to cut the video here because I need to get back into editing. I'm actually doing this whilst literally getting ready to record another video too, which is coming out in the morning, so this is going to be the second video of the day. I just want to say thank you once again to all of you. The support has been insane. A big thank you to Major Kill too for the shout out. That really did help with the sub jump too. And, well, thanks, you know. I don't know what else to say. All I hope is that I can continue to entertain you guys and have some Warhammer discussions and go from there. But with that, my friends, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you all again very, very soon. Have a good day.